Hi everyone! Chapter 7 to Chapter 10 are all about market structure. So based on the degree of competition in the industry, we have 4 different types of market structures. Perfect competitive market, which represents very high levels of competition. Monopoly, very limited competition since there's only one seller in the market. And between these two market structures, we have monopolistic competition and oligopoly. And for each market structure, you need to know the definitions of the market structure and the shape of demand curve, marginal revenue curve, and the marginal cost curves. The profit maximizing output level, that means at which output level companies will have their profit maximized or loss minimized. Economic profit in the short run and in the long run. And here is the activity I usually do in my campus class. We have 4 groups, 1 student in yellow, 2 students in green group, 2 students in purple, and the rest of the class, majority of the students are in white group. And each group represents a market structure. And that means you are sellers. And from each group, I'm willing to pay up to $1 to buy 1 bag of candy. Of course, I will buy the candy at the lowest price from each group. The minimum bid is 1 cent and the highest bid is $1. Okay, and for yellow group, of course, there's only 1 student, and you can think about what is the price you are going to offer me. And the green group, 2 students, you can talk with each other, and when you turn in the price, you can have a chance to check each other's price. Okay, that means you can check the other student's price on the card before you turn in. And the purple group, students can talk with each other and make a agreed price, but when you write down your price on the card, you need to go back to your own seats. That means you don't have a chance to see other students' price on the card when they turn in. And the right group, students just write down the offer individually. So think about the different price you would put if you were in these 4 different groups. And usually I always get the highest price, $1 from yellow group, because I will buy the candy from him or her anyway. So $1. And for the green group, students have a chance to talk and check price on other students' card, and usually that we called cartel. And the oligopoly is very successful by forming a monopoly, pretty close to a monopoly. So these 2 students secretly conspire to form a monopoly, which we call cartel, and they agree to control the price or output of the goods. Rather than compete with each other, they would cooperate with each other and offer the highest price. So in real world, we have some examples. For example, OPEC, and that is the most successful cartel in the world so far. International Airport Air Transportation Association, IATA. So most international airline companies belong to this association. They control the price, set the regulations, and no one can cheat in that case. But what happened to the purple group? They don't have a chance to see other students' price on the card before turn in. We call competitive oligopoly. In most of the case, students agree to offer $1, but when they go back to the seats, write down the price on the card, they change their mind. Yes, cheating. So they choose to break the promise, and that leads to the game theory. In each game theory, we have 2 players, you and the other player, or your company, your competitors. They have 2 strategies they can choose: keep promise or to break promise. And this is what we call payoff metrics. So when you go back to a seat and try to write down the price you would offer, you will think other players' reaction or strategy. That is, we call it mutual independence. If your partner keep his promise and you choose to keep promise, okay, you got $1 and you split the profit half and half, 50 cents for each. But if your partner keeps promise, but you choose to break the promise and write down a lower price, for example 90 cents, then your partner didn't get anything because he loses the game while you get 90 cents profit. And your partner can do the same. If he breaks a promise and you keep a promise, he gets 90 cents, but you don't get anything. And break promise, then the market goes like a perfect competitive market. To make sure you win the game, you probably write down the lowest possible bid you can, 1 cent, to guarantee you get the bid or you win the game anyway. So what is the dominant strategy? Dominant strategy, that means whatever your partner choose to keep promise or to break, you always choose one strategy: break promise. Why? If your partner chooses to keep promise, you have two choices right here. Keep promise, 50 cents. To break, 90 cents. Which strategy you will use? Yes, break promise, which gives you higher payoff. And if your partner breaks his promise and you keep your promise, you get 0. If you break your promise, you get 1 cent. And that is still better than nothing. So you will still choose break promise. So the dominant strategy leads you to choose to break promise anyway, and your partner does the same. So both of you choose to break, and that will be ended up with 1 cent profit for each, which is much lower than you had previously agreed. Okay, so that is the major problem in competitive oligopoly. If companies or members cannot prevent cheating, then oligopoly leads to close to the perfect competitive market. The price is pretty or much lower than it should be. But if the cartel is successful and all the members agree or stick to what had agreed, the price offer is pretty close to the monopoly. And the perfect competitive market, I always receive various price levels from 1 cent up to 99 cents. Of course, students who offer 1 cent will win the game. So that also tells us why perfect competitive market is the most efficient market structure. Producers always offer the price at which marginal revenue equals marginal cost. Oh, that's why I say in the long run, companies in perfect competitive market earns 0 economic profit or normal profit, while monopoly is the least efficient market structure. They always charge consumers the highest price by limiting the quantity they can produce. Right? I hope this activity might help you understanding the market structure a little bit. Thank you.